Welcome back to Midnight High Podcast. It's me, Scott, and you.
Yo, it's Mitch.
That's it. All right, let's start it, right?
Yes, we start
We've
right.
got Stellas today, both of us. Tits and us. There we go. Oh, wait. Get the girls involved.
No, we need to get the
We got the girls back
totally
here.
forgot.
Ready?
Oh, no,
Tits and us.
I've opened it. I'm
Well
sorry.
done.
I couldn't wait for this twat.
That's all right. I'm going to open mine. Oh, look at that. That'll be right
should
in
have a
someone's
first sip.
ear.
We should have a first sip together.
Welcome back to the People's Podcast.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice cold one.
This is Sunday's done right. We've got the football after this.
Football after this.
Crisps.
All right.
Love it.
Welcome back.
We have some news.
Yeah, let's start with that. Do you want to do the announce?
The announcement.
The announcement.
Do I want to do the announcement?
I've already messed up.
I'm so glad my one wasn't on camera.
Yeah.
Earlier. He's from Brighton.
Brighton, yeah, you said that.
Anyway, right.
All right. The announcement. Go.
We are officially looking for a house.
Yeah.
To rent.
So we need to clear up because we all spoke about this last week. It sounded like, and this is what Ross said to us as well. It sounded like, we didn't know where we're going with this. So we're deciding to rent somewhere for the next 2 years. So 2 years, we're going to rent somewhere.
We're going to travel in between that.
Yeah, we're still going to do some little breaks, but then eventually it will just be a matter of packing up and leaving.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's our announcement.
We're giving ourselves 2
Nick
years.
is alright. It's alright. You'll be with us.
You'll be with us at heart.
Nick is crying in the background.
No.
Alright, before we start, I've got to give a shout out because this made me laugh in the week. So someone messaged us on Instagram. There's another podcast called Bicall Podcast. Don't know what the name is, but it's cool. And it was such a random message, and this was at 10 in the morning one day, and put, I need you to know that whenever I read your podcast Insta name, I read it as Midnight Fires.
Midnight Fires.
I woke up to that, and I was like, that made me laugh.
We're changing our name. Midnight Fires.
Yeah. Midnight High or Midnight Fires?
Midnight Fires.
Midnight Fires.
I think it's because it's all gapped together. Do you not think?
No, it is.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're Midnight Fires, not Midnight Fires.
Yeah.
Okay. Crispy creme. Is it creme or cream? Cream. Because a lot of people say to me, crispy creme. No.
God.
Right, so crispy cream. Everyone knows the company. Yep. So they're giving away 1 million donuts to celebrate lockdown coming to an end.
I see that. Good idea.
Yeah, so this is to get your free celebratory donuts. All you need to do is go to your local Krispy Kreme store and share a message showing how you have connected with someone. And it has to be a hashtag Smilers currency.
Oh, yeah.
So
I love that idea.
Let's all text each other and get a free donut.
Yeah, let's do that.
I feel like I've just done a promo.
Yeah, you just did.
Sign up to Midnight High.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Use discount code Midnight High Podcast. All right, take it away,
I need to
Mitch.
ask you a question, right? This is so random, but Jordan was over, as you know, was over football this morning, and he said to me, "Are you going to force sports on your kids?"
False sports?
Not force them,
as
but
in to watch or
both
participate
and to play.
No,
Heaven's in the background,
No, I won't. Yeah,
I'll
play football.
I will. You'll play football.
Yeah,
and you will not like anything else.
Yeah, I think
you can guide your kids.
Yeah, guide them.
If they don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, if they don't.
I don't think you meant literally force. You know what?
No, but as in you're pressuring them to do it. Yeah. I think some people will, but I won't. I'll just be do what you want.
Because I've always desperately wanted to play football. I think that I might be a little bit overbearing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just guide them into it. Here's your football boots. Come on,
it's go. A girl. I've just got a full kit and boots. Oh, my daddy, I want a pony. No. You want a fucking size 5 football.
Yeah. Here's your football boots. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, right. Trending topic.
Go.
This one is actually pretty cool. I only just found this one literally 5 minutes ago because the other one I had was about COVID and Scott told me off.
No, we can't talk about COVID.
Yeah. Right. So YouTuber Nicola Omilana. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But anyway,
Nico.
Yeah, okay, Nico, sorry. Yeah, he come 5th. So a YouTuber come 5th in the London mayoral election.
Yeah.
He come 5th.
It's crazy. I remember seeing all of
Yeah, but that's because of his following.
Yeah,
that's because of their whole following.
But he done a prank on the news, I think it was, and that was part of one of his videos. And like, they literally was just like going around London with these billboards and everything.
And
I was
fair
like, that's
play,
good.
right? He managed to get 2% of the total votes, which is 49,638.
Now I wish I'd voted, because that would have been my vote.
I didn't vote. Oh,
no, I didn't vote.
Is
either.
it gone
Did
now?
anyone else vote? Nobody voted.
But I did have a polling.
You didn't have a polling card. Well, we didn't vote. I was gonna, but then I was like, do I even really want to do this? I feel like anyone that's in charge as mayor is not going to do anything
I think
for us.
it's good for him to do something like this because I feel like we need someone like that to be within
the people.
He's of the people. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, he's a YouTuber though.
He's a YouTuber, but I think is what, and you know,
I think it started as a joke, and then he was getting a bit like, I'm getting a bit.
Well, he got
a
really big following actually, didn't he? From it,
that's good.
But like, imagine how like, the other people feel like trying to. You come behind a YouTube, like you want to just give up life now. Do you know
I quit.
Yeah. Obviously, the boxing was last night as well.
Oh yeah. So what was it? Because I didn't see it.
Yeah. So Billy Joe Saunders got stopped. I can't remember what round it was. I didn't watch it either. I just see the highlights this morning. But he actually broke his cheekbone.
Yeah.
Canelo broke his cheekbone, so he got stopped.
Which
everyone was saying is a bit unfair because it didn't look that bad, and I feel like he would have carried on. But
it's
they
the
had to stop it. I think so. I'm not sure. No, I think that his corner stopped it. I'm not sure. Oh, well. But yeah, so Canelo won to retain the title.
I'll probably watch the highlights somewhere. All right. Tiger King's Carol Baskin has launched her own themed cryptocurrency, and the name of it is Big Cat Coin.
Of course, it's called Big Cat Coin.
Yeah. So her coin only at the moment allows you to buy merchandise or online experiences from her famous Big Cat rescue.
Right.
So, what do you think of Carol Baskin now has her own cryptocurrency coin?
She had her own thing. She had that whole where she was suing people, like, wasn't she? She was suing celebrities. I think she was just trying to stay relevant, really.
Sorry. No, going on to that, where she's trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
She was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, and the American version. Yeah. I see that. Why?
Yeah. It's like everything went well for her.
But saying that, she did come out of it very well. She got paid off. Yeah. Loads of money.
Well, yeah, and then...
She's like a millionaire.
What's his name? The Tiger King?
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, yeah. He's in prison still.
Yeah,
he got the loss.
I think he gets on thingy soon.
He on trial.
On trial
to
like
get out, I think.
Or something, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Did you guys actually see do you remember when what was it? What's the last president? What's his name?
Donald Trump.
The most irrelevant person ever. Yeah.
Oh, Joe Biden. Oh.
So when he was changing to Joe Biden, he was allowed to exempt people from prison, and Joe Exotic had a limo.
A
living in an enemy.
He had a limo waiting because he thought he was going to get let off.
Oh, really?
He was waiting.
He did.
Donald Trump just left him in the dark.
Goodbye.
How long ago Tiger King was now? That was when the lockdown first started for us. So that was
last year.
No,
it started in 2019, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
No,
China or where it was, but
and then we went into lockdown March last year, and that's when Tiger King come out.
Oh, okay.
That seems like a long time ago. And now Carol Baskin has her own cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
that's a bit bizarre.
Do you think people are going to buy into it?
Well,
I reckon they will. Cause
when I was reading this, I think it says that she's got like over 100,000 supporters at the moment.
Fucking hell.
But the thing is that sort of like learning a lot more about crypto now. That sort of coin just is one of those that will have like a big surge and then it will just dump straight away.
America just give people in power who are absolutely crazy.
Oh, well, like
I think that's their problem. I think that is their issue. Yeah. Oh, Donald Trump's crazy. Let's make him the president.
Let's make him president.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, she's alright. Let's give her a fucking coin to.
They love a scene.
Yeah. It's the whole like dramatic.
I think they just want to stay relevant because everyone talks about them a lot because they're just a nuts country.
Yeah.
I mean, we've actually got to stop what we're like saying and be careful because we want to go to America.
Yeah, we just
go to Texas and get shot.
We'll be on the blacklist. Like we just can't.
We want to go WrestleMania next year, and Texas is probably like one of the nuttiest states I've ever seen in my life.
Just a cowboy comes up to us and just blows our head off.
Boy.
We said about this when we first started the podcast. We wanted to do a lot about like mental health and depression. Just talking about it to make people aware that it is a real thing, and so many people suffer with it. Do you think that, in a way, or if you do know, that you suffer with any kind of mental illness?
Yeah, so... Oh, my God. I keep saying we spoke about this because we speak a hell of a lot.
Do we need to take a sip first?
We need to... Why?
Because this is going to get deep.
No, it's not good. I'm just saying we spoke. All right.
Okay.
I'll have a sip. Any
Do you need
excuse.
to persuade you?
Yeah, I don't need persuading. Seriously.
Okay, hit me.
Right, so it's not been like something I've suffered with all my life.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I was a kid, a lot of shit happened and whatever. But then I feel like recently as well, it's sort of come back a little bit. Not like extreme as others, because I'm quite happy in comparison to other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely a little bit. I've got in my own head a little bit. And
what do you think you like suffer with? Because I think a lot of people.
You said to me you reckon it's depression.
Yeah.
But then I
don't think it's
that.
I don't think it's.
It's not really.
I think you suffer mild depression.
Really?
I think you do because
I don't want to say that for people who actually suffer with it.
No, but a lot of people nowadays I know
You're
I keep
just cutting her off,
interrupting. Yeah. Now I think a lot of people nowadays because of how the world is, they'll suffer. But then because of how the world is, they just like no, I don't suffer. Yeah, I'll be okay.
No, I think that's probably what my problem was. I didn't want to. Anyway, Hef, what did you want to say?
No, I was going to say you don't have to be on the edge of killing yourself to be calm.
No. Because that's my idea of it.
What, like, as in like you're ready?
Do you know
to
what I mean? Because
or harm yourself.
that's how. If I was ever like that, that's how I know that shit's bad. Do you know what I mean? I'm not there. Hopefully, I never will be. Wants to kill herself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So like, this is obviously this is good to talk about it because I don't really understand it.
And but
at the same time, I sort of did have a little hint of it.
Yeah. No, and that's what links back to what's quite relevant at the moment is like men's mental health. I think everyone will agree that men feel like they shouldn't talk about that kind of thing because I think through the ages, men have been represented to be these like big, strong men that can just deal with everything.
Times, isn't it? Like, and like we talk about the old people mentality a lot.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
It does stem from that because like when back in the day, men always went out and worked. Men always went out and provided. They was the person. They was the breadwinner.
They had to be the strong person.
But now it's changing. We know people that whose partners who are women. I'll do that every show. Who are women that earn more than men now. Do you know what I mean? Whereas back then it wasn't always the case. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I hope we're adapting. For men to speak out about stuff like that.
Well, that's why it's good to do these kind of things.
Yeah, I've got a question for you.
Hit me with a
Sorry,
question.
because I need to just get it right. Okay, right. What would you do? Because we know that sort of mental health, some of it can stem from bullying, so people can bully that. What would you do if you found out that if you had a child one day, he was being bullied and he was on the verge of killing himself? I know that's deep, but this is a question I've wanted to ask because I feel like in today's world, like we just said, it's a horrible place at the minute. People are just not kind.
I think I would. I think I'd be able to deal with it better than like say someone that's a dad at the moment.
How would you go about that?
I think I would I think because like, I've been through some kind of stages of like depression and that, I'd be able to talk to them in a way to show them that I'm supporting them, to show them that I'm not going to just be able to fix it for them, but to maybe guide them to some kind of support. Yeah. But
would you obviously be? You'd obviously be there because it's your kid.
What?
So you'd obviously be there for support because it's your kid.
Yeah, but I think that. Because of the times again, I think that I would be able to deal with it better. Yeah. I think that if that time was to come, I think I'd know from like how my mind was back when I was younger, I'd be able to give them some kind of support and maybe it can help them kind of find some help. That's the only kind of help you can give. You can't really change... It sounds bad, but you can't really change someone's mind. No. All right, Hev, coming up.
I see her in my corner of my eye. She was gagging to get on.
I wanted to say that I feel like a lot of, especially our generation and the younger generation, they can't deal with their mental health very well because our parents and their parents have never had to deal with it. They didn't know what it was or they just didn't know how to deal with it. So I feel like for us, we will be able to kind of break that stigma of not knowing how to influence your child in a certain way. Like, growing up, you're kind of just told to just get over it or it's nothing or that, but...
Yeah. But one thing that I've took from it, the brief experience that I've had with it, is that your mind really never does switch off.
Never.
At all.
No.
Ever. Like, and people will say, go and relax and that, but no. That's not how it works. Like I feel like you have to sort of come to terms with things in your life to actually be happy. Do you know what I mean?
It's like we obviously me, Heaven, Nick, we do a lot of like the spiritual side of things.
Yeah.
And it says about like you should confront your like childhood
now.
traumas, and like I've not really done anything like that yet, but I'd like to. I'm not saying I had a bad childhood. I didn't. I had a good childhood, but there were certain things.
You had a good childhood, but you were just a bad child.
I wasn't. Only at
So he
times.
shot an old person. He
Let's,
shot an old
right,
person.
let's before we carry on. I have not killed an old person.
No, you did. You didn't kill.
Okay, so let me go on this. Let's go on this story before it goes like news that I'm like an old man killer.
The police just knock on the door.
Yeah. So basically, me and my friends were out in the summer at one point. We had these like £1 BB guns, and we was up on these roofs, and we was just like shooting across the street. And the wind picked up, and I shot, and this BB bullet just like curved and hit the back of an old man's head. It's bad. It's bad. The poor old guy. But I was only young, and at that point I was like,
how old was you then, roughly?
Like 20.
Yeah,
It's only young,
yeah.
17. No, I think I must have been about like 15.
Yeah.
15, I think. But yeah, no,
Okay.
I shot an old man in the head with a BB gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got.
Yeah, unintentional. I didn't aim the gun at him like that old man is going to get shot. Come on.
Give me your money.
Give me,
And
give me your money. Give me your free bus pass now.
Fucking hell. Yeah. I want your freedom pass. That must be like a really good feeling to not pay for a bus anymore.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
I'll defend that.
I
Yeah.
actually see a tweet this morning that said they've had 8 years to stack their money. Why do they get free?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
true.
I want a free
It's just
bus
against
pass.
us. It's just against us, honestly.
Wait till you're old, then you can live your life.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Wait till you're old and you can't enjoy it. Maybe that's the government's way of controlling us.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm fucking right, mate.
They take away our youth and wait till we're old and almost gone.
I'm liking the feel of this episode, even though it's a bit of a dark one. It's alright.
Yeah, but we bring in a bit of light.
I'm a dark person. No, I have a question for you. How bad do you think mental health is worldwide? Do you think it's a pandemic we should be worried about?
Oh, that was really good. That word.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
cheers to that. Thank you very much.
no, it is something we should.
Fuck myself. That's cool.
What? Sorry. What?
Well, I said cheers to that, and then he just was like, anyway, I just done it again. You done it last week. No, I don't want it now.
No, go on. Cheers. There we go.
You're getting that.
All right. So yeah, it is a pandemic. It is a pandemic in itself.
Do you think we should be worried about it?
Yeah, like especially. We should have been worried about it a long time ago. Again, we go back to the ages. People didn't really see it as that big of a thing, but now I think people are more aware of it, and I think a lot more people suffer with it. That's in my opinion.
What is in terms of now comparing now to back then?
Yeah, not saying taking any anything away from back in the day. People suffered with it, but I just feel like now the way the world is, I just feel like people suffer a lot more than it. I mean...
And why do you reckon that is? My follow-up question.
Well, so me and my mum actually had a big conversation about this before.
What did you laugh at?
What's up?
What was that?
I don't know.
Very it sounded like an interview. You were like,
Yeah.
No, because I feel I don't ask a lot of questions,
yeah.
but now
It's nice.
it's good that we're talking about this.
But so me and my mum had a conversation before about this. Why are you touching my hand? I feel like I'm in therapy now.
That's what I wanted to make it feel like. You're in a safe place.
You're in a safe place, thank you.
You can talk.
No, so my mum was saying that... No, I said to my mum, that I feel like our generation suffers a lot more with mental health. And I feel like my mum didn't really get where I was coming from. Maybe I didn't put it across in the right way, but I just feel like the way, say, the economy, the world... I mean, just look at it, for example, with our situation at the moment. We wanted to originally get a house. We didn't qualify for mortgage because you have to earn a certain amount per year. Most jobs nowadays, to get that annual income, is very rare to come by. So straight away, we've been put into a place where we're not going to buy a house. Mm-hmm. So then you go to the renting stage, and then it's like, renting's so expensive each month. Can I actually afford that? Can't do that. So what am I actually doing? Have I just got to be living with my parents? And say your parents lose their house or their jobs or something. Or do we just become homeless? And people just see that as long term, and then it just becomes like I've already lost at life, and I feel like then it just becomes emotional, and it just goes deep into you.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of wanted it to come across as to my mum, is that our generation struggle with that just because of how the world is changing, and it's getting more expensive to live. It's getting more expensive to do anything.
It's definitely not changing in our favour, is it, at all?
No, I don't think so. And
I
think a lot of the older generation will agree with that.
Yeah.
A lot of them will.
If they don't, well, then they can get the fuck out. Really?
Yeah, but it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It is definitely something we should be trying to, what's the word, like combat? Is that the word? Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. All right.
Yeah. All right, okay, go on.
Okay.
We've got some facts now, have we not?
Facts. All right, so I'll research this one. So I done for England, like the UK, how common are mental health problems? 1 in 4 people experience a mental health problem of some kind each year in England, and 1 in 6 people report experiencing a common mental health problem like anxiety or depression in any given week in England. So there's quite like bold statistics there.
Quite bad.
I feel like probably each of us knows someone that's suffering.
Definitely. Suffering or suffered.
Yeah,
I'd say.
It's quite worrying that probably everyone does know someone that's battling.
What, in this room?
Well,
probably.
in this room. Well, in this room, I'd say
we've all been through something that's, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, that's quite mad. Yeah, it's quite mad. It's when you think that's what the silence was, we were just like, I think that hit us then.
Yeah.
I sort of was
Deep
like, wow,
thoughts.
what the fuck? Like, seriously.
That's why you need a friendship group like this.
Right, I'm going to read off a graph now. Anyway, we're doing this.
We're all cheersing.
Cheersing.
We're appreciating each other here.
Woo! Spring break. No, I'm joking. No, right. So mental illnesses. Fuck.
Yes.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. I'm leaving the studio.
Okay, have to take my seat. Mental illnesses are on the rise. Okay, so this graph is an estimate for prevalences of main mental illnesses. It's the change. Actually, this is good from 1990 to 2017.
Good.
So the top 3, okay, in the world.
What, mental health issues?
Issues and other. I think it's mental health issues, right? So is anxiety. Now, I think all of us probably suffer from anxiety a little bit. I don't like big crowds. I can't stand them, and that's weird because we go raving. But anyway,
that's true. Yeah.
Substance abuse, so obviously drug-related mental illnesses, and major depressive disorder.
Yeah,
and they're all on the rise.
On the rise, yeah.
They're all on the rise. This is the top 3 in the graph.
Is that in the world?
In the world, yeah. This is all over the world, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think. What's good is seeing on. I know, like people say, social media is bad for mental health, but at the same time, there is also perks of it. A lot of awareness, and I think there's a lot of. So like you get threads on Twitter, so you'll see someone tweet about follow this thread if you want to learn how to deal with anxiety.
Yeah,
and people put really good tips up that I've even used myself, and I think myself, I've definitely got in my own head. I know you have. We just get in our own heads so much. I was
going to ask you that question.
You
just completely fucking ruined it. I've got a question now. So he shits on me with the trending topics, right? And then he does this.
No, it's fine.
Just get one trending topic and the cunt turns up with 2.
All right, I'll hit you with a question then. Okay, so if you can remember, when has been like the worst time that you've been in your own head?
Over Christmas. I think you know
this
that.
Christmas gone.
Yeah.
Which we spoke about.
Spoke about last week actually.
No, it was the week before.
The week before that was it?
Relationships.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do anything else other than drink. I just wanted to drink.
To help people who maybe don't suffer with this, what was going through your head? Like, what was you thinking? What could you maybe hear your ego saying?
Well, when I was a kid, no one actually knows this, but when I was a kid, I think I told you guys, I went to counselling. I had a counsellor.
Okay.
I had a school one and I had my own private one, and I actually used to hear voices in my head. A lot. It used to bring me down, so I'd suddenly be all over the fucking. I'd be so happy, and then all of a sudden it would just start.
Just switches,
and then it was just like, it wasn't like voices in my head, but it was just like this thing in my brain saying like, you're not good enough, like your dad doesn't really love you.
So
he doesn't, but anyway,
another story for another episode.
Yeah, but like it was like the reason it was stuff like that. It was just silliness.
Yeah.
It was just stuff that I couldn't. I don't know. It was weird because I was young, so I can't even remember it.
Yeah, and when you're a kid, you don't
understand
that.
it, and it scared me, and I was scared, and I didn't want to go out because like when you hear voice in your head as a kid, that must be fucking terrifying. Yeah, I don't remember it now, but It was like primary school going into secondary school. No, actually, it was both. So primary, I had it like sort of midway through secondary school, and then obviously I had counselling, which was good.
Yeah.
But I used to get like dragged out of lessons and shit. I used to love it. A little bit secretly love it.
So when you say like through Christmas was your tough period,
yeah,
do you think you could hear all that again?
Yeah, there was an element of that.
And what was like it saying?
Just the same usual stuff. Just again, not good enough. Not good enough. That's my biggest thing. I'm not good. I'm always trying to prove.
You feel like you got a standard to hit
massively. Yeah,
no, I'm not sure. I get that. I get that a lot.
All
right. Let me hit you with another one. All right, so when we say mental health, and this is quite interesting because I looked this up before the show, and when I think of mental health, the only things I really think of is anxiety and depression, but there's actually a lot. So anxiety, behavioural and emotional disorders in children, bipolar, depression, dissociation and dissociative disorders.
Is that where you don't want to be with people?
Yeah, I believe so. That's association. Yeah, so
you
don't. That not it? What would you say? I can go into it a lot more.
You don't feel real.
Well, I've got an explanation for it. Yeah, you just.
Yeah, that's what comes into my head. Yeah, you don't want to be with anyone.
Dissociation is a mental process where a person disconnects from their thoughts, feelings, memories, or sense of identity. Maybe that's what you do. Because, I mean, we was talking about this before the show with Nick, and you were saying that you don't feel emotion, and you do, yeah. So, I mean, you may have a dissociation disorder. We've just cracked you.
We just cracked you, right?
No, but like me and you, me and that's done it. But me and Nick had a convo about this. Like we were saying that. You messaged me and you expressed everything and you was like, I don't normally do that.
I'll do that maybe once every few
yeah.
years. Other than that, I don't feel nothing.
Do you cry a lot?
No, never. Oh my god.
Yeah,
someone has to do that.
I feel like Hez very emotional, but I feel like. Oh no, you're not gonna cry. You're not gonna cry, are you?
I just want to say this.
Yeah.
My sister was watching, so I was doing work on the sofa, and my sister was watching like American. Was it that America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
And this it was like the Golden Button episodes on
yeah.
repeat, and I was just like, she was just watching it. She was like, oh, he's so good, he's so good. I'm sat there doing my work, and I'm looking up, and the gold buzzer gets pressed, and I'm like, I'm crying. I'm like, why am I crying at this shit?
Why am I crying?
I sometimes do that, but I can't
relate.
Yeah. How often do you two cry? You don't cry a lot. No, never.
I don't feel like I cry nowadays.
I feel like I cry at random shit, but I don't really cry when I need to.
Yeah.
So it's like the emotions overwhelm you at times.
A lot.
Yeah. No, I feel like. I don't remember the last time I cried.
Videos of soldiers coming home.
Oh yeah, soldiers coming home videos
seriously.
are the best.
Don't cry at that. You've got to see.
Yeah.
Don't.
No,
and they're like they surprise their son and
or no, the best ones are when like the animals when the dog just runs up to them and recognises them,
jumps up straight away. Yeah.
All right, now going back to it. Yeah. So dissociation, which we believe Nick may suffer with. Eating. It's good. It needs to be.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good. We've recognised it now. So hit her up.
The first step is recognising you suffer.
Ooh,
there we go.
Right,
that is very. I'm going to have that on my board in my.
On your board,
yeah.
Oh, your little quote board.
I've not changed it in a while because I love that quote. So,
right,
yeah.
Eating disorders. See, I didn't really think that with mental health. I just thought it was kind of separate thing. But yeah, eating disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, paranoia, post-traumatic stress disorder, psychosis, schizophrenia.
A lot of soldiers get that PTSD.
PTSD, yeah. No, that is like a list of all the mental health problems. So there's quite a lot to do with the whole mental health side.
Yeah.
So again, going back to what I asked you, do you think that any of those that I've gone through you may suffer with?
Probably. See, I don't know. I honestly don't have a clue.
So I feel like with you, maybe anxiety. And
sorry.
depression.
So I hate big crowds. It make me feel so uncomfortable and anxious as fuck. People that I don't necessarily know either. Well, it puts me on edge a lot. Yeah. That's why whenever we see someone new, like say if you was bumping someone, I'd be so quiet because I hate it. I don't know why.
Yeah, so I don't feel like I suffer with that, because I feel like I can just
talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I will talk to anyone. Yeah, but it would have to be under like a different circumstance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I understand where you're coming from.
Because I just don't like. I'm trying to think of an example. Walking through the Liberty, I hate it. I can't stand it. I'm so anxious.
Do you mean like walking through as in you don't like people getting
near
in your
me.
area?
Yeah, I don't like people walking near me, and I always feel like people are looking at me.
Yeah.
And they probably are, because we live in Romford, but...
Literally no one looks at you.
No, I know that, but
they look at you,
yeah.
but...
No, but
that is the
but you know what I'm
thing,
trying to say. You know?
And that
I just feel like I'm in my head, I'm like, oh my God, what do I look like? And I have to always make sure I look nice.
Yeah, no,
even when I go to fucking the bank, I always have to make sure like a nice pair of shorts, or like I can't go out looking bummy.
I used to be like that, yeah.
Fuck that.
I remember when I was in college, and I remember there was one point that I had like a horrible spot come up on my face.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't go to college.
Yeah, because that's something that triggered you, wasn't it?
Bad skin. I still have like bad.
It's looking really good though. Look at your skin today.
Look at that.
It's glowing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, I
promote them as well.
Yeah. Hit me up for any tips on Facebook. Yeah? No, I used to suffer bad with acne.
Yeah.
And that was the worst. That's when my like anxiety was there.
Kicked in, yeah.
Because I remember, like you said, I used to always think that someone was looking at my face and be like, "Oh, what is that?" But they wasn't, because that's what you go through when you're growing up. Adults get it. Like it could still flare up again, but I now deal with it in a sense that I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
like it doesn't bother me.
I feel like as well, because when you grow up, people sort of don't really care anymore when you're older. So I mean, we're getting to an age now where people are sort of like, you know,
we're comfortable
in our own skin.
Yeah, no, I get that. All right, so I got someone to send in just a minute long clip, just explaining about his mental health. So his name's Taylor James from the Waffle Shop podcast. Really interesting podcast. They always talk about mental health. So yeah, I'm just going to play it and we'll talk about what he says.
My name's Taylor James from the Waffle Shop podcast. This week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and I'm here to remind you to look after your mental health. I've struggled for the past few years with anxiety and PTSD after I nearly lost my mom to an operation gone wrong. What happened for me happens to so many different other people. There is people out there who struggle with various different mental challenges, but I'm here as a reminder that regardless of your mental challenge or even physical challenge, you can still achieve some incredible things. I was at rock bottom, and I honestly didn't think there was a way out with everything that I kind of kept putting on my shoulders, until I started to open up, reach out, and kind of accept just how scared I was of not only the situation that I found myself in, but of my mental health. Throughout this journey, I realized that it's nothing to be scared of, and what you're feeling are normal and natural emotions. You don't give yourself a hard time for feeling happy. You don't give yourself a hard time if you're enjoying yourself. So please don't be beating yourself up if you're feeling sad, or down, or even anxious. They're all human emotions that you're more than entitled to feel. If they are getting a little bit too much, please reach out and take care of yourself.
See, that's
hard, man.
That was good. So I get exactly what you're saying about the not feeling hard on yourself if you're feeling happy too much, or if you're feeling down. Because I do that a lot. Recently, I've done it. I'll feel down, but there's not a reason to feel down, and then I'm giving myself a hard time. Because I'll be snappy at people, and then I'll be like, "Why am I doing that? Like, nothing's happened." And then I'm now like feeling anxious, because I'm like, "Oh, now people are thinking that like I'm a moody bitch or something like that." But yeah, no, that's a good message as well. And like he was saying about post traumatic stress disorder, and I feel like a lot of them, again, like I said, I've just learnt about a lot of them today. I think it'd be good to actually know the background of it, so you can then, going back to what you said earlier, if your child was in one of those situations, you might be able to offer a bit more help.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wanted to just touch on what you said about with his mum and whatnot, because obviously my mum went through twice with cancer and shit.
Yeah.
But like, I always have to make sure she's fine.
Yeah.
I always ring her 2 or 3 times a day. I think it's a bit obsessive. I'm not gonna lie, but like, Mum, where are you? Like, I have to do it, otherwise I don't feel right.
Yeah, no, but that's understandable.
Yeah, but like I always have to know she's close and where she is and how she got there. Like it's a bit weird, but like she gets frustrated with me sometimes. She's like, "Mitch, what do you want?
Stop calling me."
Yeah, stop fucking calling me, dickhead. No, but yeah, touching on that definitely.
So on that subject, if you're all right talking about it, so when your mum went through like that twice as well, do you think that affected you
massively?
Because I remember you saying that you didn't see your mum for a long time.
I didn't see mum for a year.
Yeah,
she was in the same country as me.
Yeah.
I bounced from. So initially, the first time she had it, I bounced. I'll never forget what the day I got told. My whole life just
switched.
Well, mate,
yeah.
I couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
I could, and I was so young as well, for the first time especially. But like, I'll never forget it. Like, they all sat me down. They said, "Look, Mitch, like, it's not good. Like, it's looking like she's gonna die. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's got this and that." When she had it, she had to have a blood transfusion. That made it worse. Then they was like, "Right, who needs to take care of Mitch?" Like, it got to that stage. It got that bad. Yeah, like it just, you don't really know.
How old was you?
Fucking hell. So she had it before the first time when. So my aunt, when my aunt was alive, treated us to go to Florida after she had it, went through it, and fucking hell. So I can't really remember because it was. Yeah, so I then moved in with Jordan.
Oh yeah,
Jordan Hagan. So I lived with them. Best time of my life. Yeah, because we are still best friends. Yeah. And I feel like that's why we're so strong. Yeah, because like I know I complain about Jordan, but I'll always be able to count on his family and his
of course.
And him. So I went and lived with them for a while, and then I moved to my cousins. Don't really want to say my experience living there because, I sort of feel like I do want to talk. Like, family's weird. My cousin thought that I was her child.
Right, okay.
Which massively pissed my brothers off because she started saying some stuff, and I remember they come round once and to the house, and because my mum said to Ben, my oldest brothers, because he was obviously the eldest and whatnot, I don't think that I'm going to survive this. I want my boys to come down. I want to see my boys.
That's tough.
Yeah, fucking hell, sorry. And then, fuck me. And then they turned up at the house and she refused to give me over.
Jesus.
And I've told you stories about my brother Ben. Loves me to pieces and will do anything as a brother should, of course. And he basically went, "Well, no one in this fucking house is stopping me." Walked in and just grabbed me and just took me away. Yeah, and he said, "You're not going back there after this either." So that obviously caused some rifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously she got better.
Yeah.
Thank God. And then the second time, that was probably worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in my head, like, just being honest, I thought, well, she's had it once. That's it, innit?
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess that kind of thought would go
massively,
through a lot of people's.
and you know what? It probably went through a lot of people's. I thought, that's it, and but she's here now, very much alive and kicking my ass. Yeah. But in terms of mentally, I was troubled then.
Yeah.
As I said, I was young, didn't know how to deal with it, didn't have my mum for a year. Yeah. It's mad.
It is mad.
It's a mad world we live in.
I mean, like,
miracles do happen.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I've known you for just over 3 years now, would it? So, like, longer, maybe longer.
Wait,
probably like 4 years. Then
we knew each other at the bar, but I didn't know you that well.
And I worked at DPD for 3 years, so
probably about 4 years.
Just over 4 years, I'd say. And I remember when I first met your mum in the pub, and we was just both
loves a drink.
Both of us did it at that time.
Yeah,
but yeah. I remember, and like looking at your mum without you saying that, like, you wouldn't think that she went through anything like that. Like,
no, not at all.
Healthy and lovely.
Yeah, massively.
But But yeah, so you think that maybe that probably played a big part of like some kind of mental health?
Yeah, it still does, because obviously I worry about her a lot.
Yeah.
And that.
Okay.
And now she's getting on a bit.
I just wanted to say something about like in terms of your experience or what you dealt with your mum.
Yeah.
That I feel like everyone kind of deals with PTSD in some kind of terms. Like you may not see it as in like, I know you see like PTSD as like soldiers, they experience it quite badly, but I feel like everyone has their own trauma, whether it's a small trauma or a large trauma, and it's just how you deal with it.
No, definitely. I think for myself, going back to what Hev just said...
I wanted to ask you this question, because you've got off lightly, actually, a little bit. Right? I want to ask you, right, have you ever suffered?
Yeah. And I think...
And why? What do you think that is, and how have you suffered?
So, there's some things that, like, I suffer with now that probably go back to when I was a child. Like, do you know what it is I don't know what triggered this, but I don't like... It might be anxiety, something like that.
Did you just fart? Or was that the chair, by the way?
No, it's the chair. I didn't fart. It was the chair. Your chair's are squeaky. Your floorboards here.
Yes.
So I have this thing, right, where I get very, like, my heart starts thumping really quick when something's close to my face. Like, so you know...
get close to your face all the time.
No,
I feel really bad.
Not like that, but, like, so you know... Okay, Hev, you'll help. So Hev tried putting contact lenses. I hate contact lenses anyway, but I hate when something's coming near my face and it makes my body just like
tense up.
Tense, and like anytime there's like any situation there's like something coming near my face, I just like it feels like my body just is like, no, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. So I don't know what that is. So if anyone is listening, like, help me out here, because I don't know what that is. But another thing is probably. My granddad died while I was in college, I think it was. Right. I think it was college. And when he was in hospital, like, I wasn't sad, because I think that in my head I was like, he's just going to come out of hospital. Yeah. And I wasn't that close to my granddad. Like, I think most of my family know I wasn't that close. But, like, when it's your family, it's your family.
It's your family, of course.
But, yeah, like, and then when... I remember I was on my way to work, and I think it was my mum called. It was like, oh, like, you need to get to the hospital, like, it's about to happen. And I think, like, I was on the bus going to the hospital, and in my head it was just not processing. And then when I walked into the hospital, I literally turned, and I see my granddad's, and I feel like I was probably the last person to see him alive.
Right.
Like, fully grey, and, like, all the machines are going.
Like a weird sort of colour.
Yeah, like grey, white sort of colour. And I just remember looking, and I didn't cry. I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Wow. Yeah. And then I went to this like big room where all the family was. Everyone was crying, and I weren't crying at first. And then eventually I've cried a little, but not as much as I thought I would. And then I was fine kind of like a day, 2 days after it. And then the time it hit me was me and my sister was sitting at home. My dad called my sister, asked how he was, and then she handed me the phone. And my dad was like, oh, I just wanted to know if you wanted to help carry the coffin. And I literally just bawled my eye. I couldn't speak to my dad.
How old was you then?
I must have been like maybe 17, I think. 17 or 18. And I just remember like... And then I never really like dealt with it. Like we done the funeral and that, and it just kind of time passed.
Carrying the coffin, or you did?
Yeah, I carried it.
You did, yeah.
And I just remember, like, and then at the funeral, I just bawled my eyes out, which most people would do. But I felt like I didn't really process that he had like passed. Like, even to this date, I think I've only gone to like the cemetery maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like, again, going back to what we said, like, you feel bad for feeling bad for how you feel, but at the same time, I feel like I've not gone back there for a reason, but I just can't put my finger on it.
Maybe you need to go back there to find out why.
Well, yeah, maybe.
That's a bit of a chill there, isn't it?
A heavy one.
Yeah.
All right, just one last thing I want to touch on. I was looking up this because I've never actually really thought it. So I typed in on Google, is there treatment for mental health problems? So people ask, can mental health problems be cured? Treatment can involve both medications and psychotherapy, depending on the disease and its severity. At this time, most mental illnesses cannot be cured, but they can usually be treated effectively to minimise the symptoms and allow the individual to function in work, school, or social environments. So there isn't a cure for it, but there's a way to maintain it.
Yeah.
And that goes by, there's medication, and therapy. Like, I think therapy is one that a lot of people probably find easier. I think. I feel like medication. A lot of people then think that taking medication is when they're like not going to help. Sorry, Nick's creeping in.
Sorry.
Come on, I'll move over.
The only thing might be controversial, but it's not that I don't agree with medication when it comes to mental health illnesses, but all the medication does, yes, it helps, but it just masks the symptoms. It doesn't help you get to the root of the problem.
No.
It doesn't help you bring out why you're feeling a certain way. It doesn't help you deal with your trauma. So I'm not saying don't take medication if it's offered to you, but if you can get therapy or counselling, do it.
Even if you talk to someone.
Yeah. What was that, Hiv? Plants over pills. Okay.
Legalise it. Yeah, let's get fucking... No, I want to just quickly... I know we're coming to the end of the show.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
But I just want to quickly... Like, I think it's mad that people... Scientists, shall I say, obviously, and Elon Musk as well, obviously I'm a big fan, but why are we putting microchips into monkeys' brains so they can, play a fucking game or whatever, when we can actually face the problem, maybe use something for the brain to get rid of mental health?
Yeah, so maybe...
They can't just go, we're going to put it in a human.
They've got to test it, yeah, of course.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I didn't mean just jump straight into it. I'm just saying,
I think what you're trying to say is that...
I would fucking do that. I
volunteer. We got that on recording. No, I get where you're coming from. I think you're meaning that why are we like putting chips in and just letting monkeys play video games when let's put it into humans and see if we can actually maybe control the mind of...
Yeah.
But then that goes into a whole different topic, I think.
Yeah,
of like,
of course. But that was what I wanted to say.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Good show.
That was a good show.
That was very... good.
I think we've done a good job of making it a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah,
because we did laugh. And
no, you got to
you have to.
This is my view on life, and like all of us have a very dark humour at times, and I think there's a lot of people out there that have dark humours.
Why have you got to say to everyone?
It's you got to put this out there, right? So
yeah.
I feel like me and you, we definitely have dark humour, and I feel like in life, and I think Ricky Gervais says this in Afterlife, is that you just shouldn't take life seriously. I know, like, things happen.
They said it on the podcast, didn't they?
People pass away, and that's just nature. And I know it's sad. You'll be sad at the time, but you just can't look at everything in serious all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to end it there.
Because that's what he said. No one's here forever, so nothing matters. As we said before the podcast, nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing. Oh my fucking god! I'm so gassy.
Oh god!
Fucking beer.
You got beer,
but like he said, everyone dies in the end. When no one makes it out alive. So
life's too short.
Nothing really matters.
Let's live it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. You're on outros today.
I'm on outros. Well, I can't keep up with the social medias you keep creating. So what the fuck? Because he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we've got a TikTok." Like the other day, I was like, "What? What do you mean we've got a fucking TikTok?"
Right. I'll just do the quick shout outs for the social.
Shout outs on the social.
Follow
medias.
us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, and I think that's it. YouTube, of course. And I forget
mate,
YouTube.
seriously,
subscribe
this fucking
to our
guy.
channel.
Yeah,
subscribe to our channel.
and hit the like button and subscribe.
You said subscribe already.
Subscribe,
like and share.
Subscribe. Well, I'll say it again. You're going to do something about it.
subscribe.
No,
okay.
But that's it for episode 10.
Oh,
episode 10.
We're in double digits now. Boom.
Double digits. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.